All right, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about how to be proactive in your business. So I want to talk about why it's important and how you can actually become that person in your business. So the last little while in the team pages, both ours and the Shine Bright, we've been talking a lot about struggles. And the reason why we're talking about struggles is because everybody's growing in their business, right? We're all looking to rank advance. We're all rank advancing. We're bringing in new coaches, and we're all growing our business as a whole. And what happens when you're growing your business? Bumps happen, dips happen, things you don't expect happen, stuff that you really didn't want to happen. And since we've been talking so much about struggles, I want to keep light of everything, because even though we all struggle, what's important is how we deal with it. So I want you guys to know what to do when these struggles hit, because they're inevitable. This business, like anything, is a journey. Your relationships are journeys. Your fitness is a journey. Everything in life is a journey. And I want you guys to know what to do to effectively help your business grow while even though you're hitting these speed bumps, okay? So first off, we have to congratulate our leading ladies here. We've got our top coaches of the week, Connie Tangen, Casey Elliott, and Sandy Forbes. Congrats, ladies. That is wonderful. That is based on volume, you guys. So if you weren't sure, that is how that's calculated. Secondly, I want to congratulate our Success Club leaders. Fantastic job, you guys. Terry Clearwater with 3, Sandy Forbes with 2. That's awesome. And we're so early in the month. So that is amazing, you guys, that you're jumping in there, you're changing lives, you're working hard, and it is paying off. And Success Club should be a non-negotiable in your business, but it shows you that you're doing it right, and you're working your business effectively, and it's growing. It is kind of the proof that your business is on the right track. So congratulations, you guys. That's fantastic. I have a little bit of housekeeping to do today just before we hop in this call. So first off, summer is here. At least the temperature says it anyway. So I want you guys to use this to ramp your business, okay? The year is half over. Did you know that? Isn't that incredible? It's crazy. And I know that we all set some pretty big goals for ourselves this year. So I want you guys to go back to that drawing board of those goals that you had, and I want you to go over them and think about what it is you want to accomplish, and know that if you had goals, half of the year is over. So it's time to kickstart this if you haven't hit the kickstart already. Use this season to ramp everything up. Blast through your BAT now. I can't stress this enough, because end of summer can be a little tricky in this business, just because parents are thinking about back to school, right? And they're back to school clothes shopping, and they're, kind of worried about savings, and they're kind of worried about spending money, and they've just got so much going on, enrolling their kids in school and in sports and all these different things. Maybe trying to get daycare when they go back to their job and their kids go back to school. So now is the time to start focusing on your business full throttle, because as you guys hear me say all the time, what you do now in your business doesn't just affect right now. It affects like 3 to 6 months down the road. Those contacts you're making now affect 2-3 months down the road. The messages you're sending, the value you're adding, the seeds you're planting, the invites you're sending, those are all planting those seeds for months and months and months to come. So you can't just focus on right now. You have to look to the future and basically build it. So I want you guys to set some really big goals in your business and in your health, because like I said, it's summer, it's kind of a fresh start, and people are they're starting to feel a little bit insecure around the beach, and they know it's coming. And you guys, there's still time. So I know it's June, but people can easily lose like 10 to 20 pounds before the summer is over, and they can actually enjoy the results, and they can enjoy this new healthy lifestyle that you've helped them achieve. So it is not too late. It's not time to shut it off and say, well, summer, my busy season is over, so I'm just going to shut it down. Summer is usually my busiest season, just because people are in that mindset of, wanting to keep on track so they can still fit in their jeans or in their shorts, and maybe even lose a few extra pounds or some bloat to look even better in them. So it's usually a good time for me. Okay. So like I said, it can be a little tricky at the end of August, but I'm not saying that to derail you or to dishearten you at all. That's not why I'm saying it. I'm saying it because I want you guys to really dial in now, plant those seeds, start those conversations. So then when August does hit, yes, I'm talking about August. When it does hit, you guys are prepared. You guys have made those contacts, and maybe you can get your August group ordering sooner so that they're ready to jump into back to school. Because wouldn't that be amazing? Moms, their kids are going back to school. They're going to have more time for themselves. If you set them up with a plan earlier in the summer or earlier in August, so then they can hop into it when they get back into a routine. So I want you guys to focus on not just right now, not just today, not just this month, but your future and the next couple of months. Also, this is a great way to talk about coaching, because like I said, if moms have their kids going back to school and they're a little concerned about like, oh, my kids are going to want new clothes, and they usually want like the higher end jeans because all their friends have them, or they're going to need all their school supplies. And, our budget was, kind of tight before, especially after we do some stuff this summer. How are we going to afford everything in one big chunk? This is the perfect time, you guys, if you're not already talking about the coaching opportunity and the income that comes with it, you have to start doing that, because people are going to see those seeds. And I don't mean plaster your Facebook with, oh my gosh, I made so much money with coaching. I mean adding value. What has coaching done for you? Are you able to, this is my story anyway, when I was a brand new coach, I was able to pay off my cell phone bill and our home phone bill, plus my Shakeology in the first couple of months. And those things were things that I was asking my husband for money for. And some people might not mind that, and that's totally fine. But for me, I felt like it wasn't working for me. I like the independence. I like the knowing that I'm contributing. And that was such a huge thing for me. And it still is. I hold on to that because I'm so thankful for that I don't have to go to him for everything. So imagine if your future challengers or your future coaches saw you, buying new summer clothes for your kid and saying like, you know what, Beachbody in just an hour a day, and I've created something that I have a little extra money for, and I don't have to ask my hubby for money. Make sure you tell a story in your post so you're adding value, and really share to people how this can help them. If they start their journey, then they can too have a little extra money to go back to school shopping and pay with it in cash. So don't keep this opportunity from people, you guys. This is a blessing. Bonnie Engel said at the leadership thing, I've heard this so many times, but what's the biggest blessing in this thing, like in what we do with Beachbody? And one of them is income, because I can do things without my husband. I can, pay for the things that I used to contribute to when I was working full time. And that's been one of the biggest blessings. Why would I keep that? Why would I hide that? Why wouldn't I share it? So then somebody like me who's struggling the same way I was can be helped and blessed the exact same way. So don't keep it to yourself, you guys. Don't be icky about it, but share it because it's worth sharing. And that's where you're going to attract your business builders, which is going to help you and your whole entire team. So next, as you guys know, probably the 21-Day Fix and the 21-Day Fix Extreme Challenge Packs are on promo for June, plus Kickstart with the 3-day refresh. This is fantastic too because like I just said, people can lose up to 10 to 15 to 20 pounds before the summer ends. Like they can do that before, they could lose like 15 pounds before July is over. And they can do that with these programs, okay? So this is something to be promoting. How do you use your containers? I did a whole training on that last week. How to share your workouts, how to share your experience and your value of the whole thing. So make sure you're doing that. And don't forget to let your past challengers know that the Extreme is on sale, because if they did the 21-Day Fix and they're, thinking that maybe summer's coming or summer's here and they're not where they want to be, this is the perfect program for them. It's, the next step up. It's going to really ramp those results. It's going to get them kickstarted for summer, and there is still time. So make sure you are posting about that and sharing that with your past challengers too on these awesome promos, because why wouldn't they get it on sale, right? They get into your challenge group, they get their Shakeology, and boom, they can get into super shape before, before July is over. So next we have the prize for monthly volume, okay? So this is something new we're trying with our team, where I take all of the top coaches of the week throughout the month. At the end of the month, I toss them in a hat and I draw a name for a prize. So all of the girls that I just mentioned are top leaders of this week. Their names are all going to be put in a prize and chance to win a killer prize. So that is up for grabs. So if you need help with your volume, or you're not sure where this is coming from or how to get on those leaderboards, let me know and I will help you. And lastly, girls' night in. Okay, summer is busy. I know that. I'm busy. I've got lots going on. I'm sure you've got lots going on. So my plan for this summer is to start hosting girls' nights in. So they will happen every other Thursday. Our team calls are Thursday. These are going to happen every other Thursday, where we hop on Zoom, we sit down with a glass of wine or a cup of tea with our water if it's really hot, and we're just going to chat about our goals, about strategy, about how we're doing to support each other. Instead of doing a big training, we're going to just touch base. You guys, I've talked to you about your goals for this year, and like I said, the year is half over, and I know I'm starting to feel the pressure already just because I want to, go, and I see those goals and I want them so badly, and I know you're the same way. So this is what this is about. We're going to sit down, we're going to strategize, and we're going to really dive in throughout the summer to really try to, I'm going to help you guys as much as possible so you can have the best start to get to your goals. Now, does this mean that you do not attend or you do not have to attend or whatever? No, these are not any less important than a training. These, in some ways, are actually more important just because you get that more of one-on-one interaction, that more dialed in on what you're struggling with or what you need help with or something being explained, and just to really get to know each other if you haven't already and just touch base. So these are not going to be recorded. So in a way, maybe they are a little bit more important than just the trainings, just because the trainings are always recorded. So make sure that you're noting Thursday nights in your calendar to be here, because it's super important to tap into the team. And then with these girls' night outs, they're going to be super fun. They're going to be no stress. Just come with your questions, come with your struggles, come with anything that you need clarification on, or maybe you want help with in your business, and we are going to tackle it together, okay? Okay, so we're going to dive into the training, okay? So, hold on, guys. In this business, there's no guesswork, right? We all know that. Literally everything you need to know about this business is like handed to you on a silver platter through your team page, through websites, through Team Beachbody, in the Coach Online office. Everything you need to know to be successful is literally handed to you on these devices. And there is no excuse for failure, but failure happens. And I want to talk to you guys tonight about why it happens, in order of what it happens, and how to prevent it. So when coaches do not succeed, it's usually because of these three things, and they usually happen in this order. So first of all, mindset. You know the cheesy quote, if you think you can or you think you can, either way, if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. That couldn't be more true. If you come into this business or you look around and you say, well, I don't have, what should I use for an example? I'm not like those other people. I'm not like those other coaches. I'm not going to be any good at this. If you say that to yourself, you're absolutely right. If you say you don't have time, then you're right. You won't make the time. If you think that you're too busy, or that because you work a full-time job, or because you don't have kids, or because you do have kids, that this won't work out for you, you're right. It's not going to work out for you. If you're telling these things to yourself, those are excuses. We all make them, don't get me wrong, but those are excuses, and they're going to bring you down if you tell yourself those things. Because when you tell yourself those things, you make an excuse to make yourself excuses, right? If you tell yourself you're busy, guess what? The next time you're busy and you need to schedule a little bit better, you're just going to say, well, whatever, Beachbody, I don't have time for you. Instead of just making the time to fit everything in, maybe getting up a little bit earlier to do your power hour. It's going to happen, right? You're not going to be successful. You're not allowing yourself to be successful. So when people have that mindset, then they are not proactive. They don't take action. They start blaming the things that are going wrong on the business and not on them, which not everything you can blame on yourself. This business is very, it's very dependent on other people, and that can be frustrating when you're a control freak like I am, when you can't control all the pieces of your business because they lie in someone else's hands. Your fate lies in someone else's hands. That's really scary. But when you don't take action and you don't try to prevent these things, or you don't try to be proactive about these things, you start blaming the business and that it doesn't work. So then when they're not proactive and things start to crumble, they start to give up because they have no skin in the game. They already told themselves that they can't do this. Then when trouble hits, or maybe something comes up that they didn't expect, they stop trying and then they give up. So that is usually the course of what I personally see in coaches in our network. So I want you guys to know kind of this, what usually happens. And I'm going to give you some tips so this doesn't happen to you, okay? So first off, let's talk about mindset. If you're tired of hearing mindset, you kind of have to get over it because it is not the most important thing in your business, but it is crucial. You can't have success without a good mindset, okay? So once your mindset changes, everything on the outside will change along with it. Does this mean that everything magically changes around you and everything goes good? Absolutely freaking not. That's not what mindset is. But when you change your mindset, you change your reality too. So basically what you think becomes your reality. Now, hold on with me here. Don't lose me here. So I'm just going to give you an example. If you get upset over a situation, it's an upsetting situation, right? But if you come across a situation and you take a deep breath, you step back and you calmly handle it in the best way you can, it's not a stressful situation because you didn't make it a stressful situation, okay? Yes, it is super tough to do this. It is a skill that has to be mastered. And I think everybody through their entire life is always on the constant work of this mindset. But as long as you're continuing to try and you're continuing to work on it, your mindset will shift and it will have a huge, huge impact on your business. Because like I said, if you come into this business and you don't think you can do this, you have that mindset, you're making an excuse to make excuses for yourself, you're gonna fail. So make sure that you are checking your mindset often to make sure that it's in the right place. And if it's not, you have to do something about it, okay? And that's easy. We all get through, like we all have this to deal with. Every single person out there struggles with their mindset in some way, shape, or form. If you do, it's not just you. We all do. So just embrace it and know that if you start working on it, things will start to fall into place. Where your focus goes is what you will have. So basically, if you focus on what you don't have, nothing is going to change, right? Because that's where your focus is going. So ask yourself, where is the majority of my focus going in my business? That is a call to action that I have for you guys to take away tonight, is to really focus on where to really dig deep of where your focus is going in your business. If you focus on what you don't have, nothing's going to change. Focus on doing what you need to get what you want. That is going to do something for you. That is going to bring you success, okay? So where is your focus? Is it on Success Club, or is it because you can't hit Success Club? Is it because you want to rank advance, or is it because you're having trouble rank advancing? If you're always looking to what is going wrong in your business and not looking at what you can do to help it or prevent it, nothing is going to change because you're putting all your energy on something that you can't control. Where if you turn this around and say, okay, this is the issue I'm having, what in my control can I do about it? You're not controlling every aspect of your business. And like I said earlier in the call, that's really frustrating to some of us that are control freaks and want to control everything to make sure that things are going to go in the way, shape, or form that we want to. But in this business, you can't. You have your downline coaches. You have your upline coaches. Everybody in this business counts on everybody. That's why we're a team. And even though it can be frustrating sometimes, you can't do anything about it. But I don't want that to derail you guys from success. I don't want you guys quitting because you didn't reach a goal and now, what's the point? I don't want you guys to think that way. So instead, focus on what you can do about the situation. Maybe you can't prevent it fully, but you can do something about it to either learn a lesson or to just fix the problem or the struggle that's been going on. So basically, I think these are dips. These are dips in your business where, it's frustrating sometimes, but the key is to work, right, at those dips. I call these learning curves. So if you're struggling in a part of your business, that means that there's something that you need to either be doing more of or better of, right? Again, this is a journey. So if you're struggling to take it to the next step, that means you're not doing the things you need to do to be at that step. Say you want to hit diamond. I'm just going to take a random thing here. And you have 4 coaches and you need 4 more, and then a couple of emeralds. And you're struggling to get there. That means that you're not doing the things you need to be doing to get there and to stay there, okay? There's something in there that you either need to learn or you need to be doing more of, or you need to be doing something better. There's always room for improvement, and always, always, always be a student. I can't say that to you guys enough. You always need to be learning. You always need to be listening, even if it's to the same information over and over again, until it sinks in and starts working for you and you start implementing it. You have to always, always be learning. So take these as learning curves. What do I need to be doing more of? What do I need to be doing better? And maybe what do I need to be doing a little bit smarter? So let's talk about that for a bit. So again, how to become proactive. Don't focus on what you don't have. Focus on getting what you want, okay? So here are some struggles that I've taken that I am not joking. Every single coach on the network has either gone through or is going to go through. These are inevitable for this business, okay? There's dips for everything that's worth it. So first off, struggling with Success Club. We have all been there. And what usually is the problem is your BAT. Usually it's because you're not dialed into that BAT enough. You're not making enough contacts. You're not inviting. You're not posting enough about the things that you need to be posting about. So instead of focusing on, I'm having trouble hitting Success Club, if you focus on that problem, you're not going to get anywhere. But if you focus on your BAT and actually doing something about it, it's going to get you closer and closer to that goal. If you're struggling with rank advancing, it's the same thing. Do your BAT, because rank advancing is usually, if you're rank advancing to Emerald, you're needing a couple of coaches. If you want to rank advance to Diamond, it's basically doing Emerald over again. You added 2 coaches, now you need to add 2 more, and then 2 more, and then 2 more. You need to implement it and help somebody else hit Emerald, and then you're Diamond. So that usually takes your BAT. It takes talking to more people. It takes inviting them to coaching events and to start adding value to why you think they should be a coach, right? So instead of focusing on what you can't do, focus on what you can do about it. If your coaches are going inactive, so many of us are dealing with this right now, and it is normal. You need to recruit more coaches. If your coaches are going inactive, you can take a step back and think about maybe if there's something you can do a little bit better, say keep better contact with them, or make sure they're in the next coming challenge groups so they're using their Shakeology. But if all else fails and they just go inactive because they go inactive, it happens, you guys. It does. So you need to be recruiting more coaches, which again turns to your BAT. Getting objections. Are you getting so many objections and you're just feeling frustrated and you don't want to invite anymore? Post about your objections on your public page. I don't mean, post the person's name that says, I don't want to do this because. I'll give you an example. I just had a girl tell me today that was super interested in my challenge group in the 21-day fix that she didn't realize that there was certain things that you couldn't eat on the plan. So I asked her, okay, if you want to see change, you have to make change. You still get some treats in there. I teach you how to fit your treat meals in and make this a healthy lifestyle. Clean up the foods that you like already. I give you all the tools. Then I asked her, okay, like which specific foods are you concerned about? Because maybe there's a recipe or something like Shakeology that's going to help her with the sweet tooth, right? Then tomorrow I'm going to go and do a post about how you have to, in order to get something that you've never had, you have to do something you've never done. And it's just the way it is. If you want to see change, you have to make change. So don't post names, don't post, I had a challenger yesterday message me about this, but fit it into your post because people are reading what you're writing and whether you know it or not. So make sure that write down this is what I do. I write down my objections every single week. So every Sunday, I look back when I'm planning my week. I look back on my objections that I've gotten from the last week, whether it was price or scared about the taste of Shakeology, scared maybe about the nutrition in Shakeology, if it's a fad, if it's actually not as good as it says it is, for nutrition, the workouts, anything. I go through all of my objections and I write them down. There's my post ideas for the week, you guys, because what's better to talk about what you're getting objections from, because then you can blast them in a very nice way. You're not pointing the people out. You're just simply giving people knowledge, right? Educating is what our job is as coaches, is to educate people on how to live a healthier lifestyle. And usually objections are just a request for more information. So when you can post about these things, it's going to help your business so much. And if one person is thinking these things or wondering these things, you can guarantee there's a whole bunch of people wondering the same thing, right? So if you can blast those objections publicly, you're feeding people more information and they're going to be so much more ready to start with you when their time comes. If you're struggling to stay on track, so if you're struggling to stay on track with your nutrition, hop into a challenge group. If you're struggling to keep in line with your BAT, reach out to the team and myself, your upline, and ask for a little bit of extra accountability, because if you're having trouble staying on track, I don't suggest doing it alone. That's what we always say to our challengers. Why our challenge groups work so well is, yes, it's the product, but I will tell you, when I first started the 21-Day Fix, it was before I met my coach now. And I started that program 3 times in like 2 weeks because I couldn't stick with it. It was hard and I didn't know any recipes, and it was just, I was struggling with my water intake and I was feeling really defeated because the workouts were really hard and the nutrition was super hard because it was something new to me. And just, again, the water had me just frustrated because I was like, why can't I drink all this? And I feel sick and everything like that. But when you have a challenge group to go to, I did the full 21 days without a cheat meal because of the support and the guidance from the group and my coach. And the same thing goes for our team page, you guys. That's why we have it, is because if you're struggling or if you have questions, you have to reach out, okay? So reach out to the team. And again, if you're having trouble staying on track, set small goals for yourself. So even if it's just, I have to do my BAT once a day, every day this week. Give yourself a little bit of a small goal. Or if you're a new coach and you're having trouble, gaining a routine in this brand new business that you're starting, start with the vitals, product of the product, your posting and inviting, and your personal development. Start with the basics and do those for a week straight and then go from there. If you can add more, fantastic. If you need help, reach out, okay? And then if your mind is in the wrong place, don't stress about your mind being in the wrong place. That's not where your attention needs to be. Dive into more personal development. I say this all the time. If you put in the minimum, you're going to get the minimum return. So personal development, it's a minimum of 10 minutes a day. I personally do at least an hour a day. So I read in the morning, and then I'm usually listening to team calls or the National Wake Up Call or trainings while I'm folding laundry or while I'm doing the dishes or while I'm cooking, because again, if you do the bare minimum, you're going to get the bare minimum results. But if you do more than that, your results are going to happen quicker and the reward is going to be so much greater. So make sure that you're getting that in, you guys, because I find that the more personal development I do, the more my business grows, just because I'm constantly learning, and not only learning new things, but just refreshing my brain a little bit. Like, you know what? That is a simple thing, but I just realized that I'm not doing it as much as I should be. So say it is personal development. Okay, well, you know, I was only doing like 10 minutes, but maybe I should amp it up a little bit. Or, you know, maybe you're posting. Maybe you're not putting as much heart and soul into your posts. That's what personal development is it's learning new information, but it's also jogging your memory on what is important in this business, because what's important in this business to find success is never going to change. So make sure that you're diving into personal development when you're struggling with any of these things too, you guys. So if you're struggling with hitting Success Club, YouTube it. There's crazy amounts of videos out there about how to hit Success Club. You know, some reasons why you're maybe not hitting Success Club, some things to do if you're struggling, some different strategies from different coaches. Always be a student. If you're wanting to rank advance, YouTube it. There's trainings from all the top coaches and coaches in between that have killer tips that I wish I could share everything with you guys, but it's impossible. You have to go digging for what you need yourself. If you're having trouble with your mindset, go on YouTube and find something that's going to help you. If you're having struggles with developing a routine or a habit, go YouTube it. It's out there. Podcasts are another great thing. It's an app you can download to your phone. It's so fantastic. I actually kind of got away from it because there was so much new stuff on YouTube, and now I'm back into podcasts, and there's so much new on there. So there's always something you guys can be doing. And again, if you're struggling in an area of your business, even if it's just the simplest thing like posting, if you're having trouble hitting that post button, or you're not sure what to be posting about if you're a newer coach, reach out to us, but also YouTube it, because it's all on there. It's going to help your confidence. I used to actually sit on my phone before I sent invites and actually YouTube invite trainings, and it would hype up my confidence a little more, and then I would send my invites, and it worked because it just rejogs your memory of why you're here and why these things are important, and maybe just how to do it. Okay. So basically, I'm going to do an analogy for you guys about all of this. So who's had a bad day at work, right? I think we've all had a bad day at work. Yes. And it's inevitable. It's going to happen. Okay. But you have to know what to do with it. So here's kind of a comparison. So say say it's the midday and your kids are getting home from school soon and you have to start supper, right? Well, are you going to fuss and muss and complain and worry that you have to start supper? Are you just going to sit on the couch and go, oh my gosh, like I have to start supper. Oh my gosh, what do I do? Oh no, well, I guess I'm just not going to do it. No, you're not going to do that. You're going to get your butt up. You're going to go downstairs. You're going to get something out of your deep freeze and you're going to make supper, right? You're not going to stew about that you have to do it or worry that you have to do it. You're going to go and do something so you get the job done, right? You're going to take those steps to, creating what you want. So that's just like your business. If you focus on the struggle you're having too much and you don't actually do anything about it, it's not going to get done. Okay. So last slide. This is about mindset and when things get tough and when coaches quit. When things get tough, you have to keep going, okay? I know it is super, super, super hard, and sometimes it's the last thing you want to do. But like I said, who has had bad days at work? I know I have. Years ago, I used to wait tables at a restaurant. And although there was some good things about it, you got to meet new people, and that's actually how I met my hubby. I had no life. Like, I would get up at, oh my gosh, what time? 4 o'clock to be into town, to be at work at like 5:30, because there was crews on the gas and stuff, and just construction that would show up to the restaurant before it actually opened at 6. And my boss told me I had to be there at 5:30, so I could wait on them, because they were her bread and butter for her business, right? Like, they were those people, those big crews were the people that ate there every day, and they stayed at the hotel, and she wanted to just pamper them so they continued to eat there. Meanwhile, me over here, I hated waiting on them. Most of them were yuck. Most of them were scum. Most of them were rude. If they weren't rude and mean and insultful, they were trying to pick you up. It was just disgusting, you guys. And tips, forget about it. My bread and butter for my business was the tips. And these guys left literally nothing, because you know what they did? They signed their bill when they left. So you wrote down what they had, and then they signed the bill, and then my boss would send it to their company, and the company would pay for it. So yeah, those guys would order whatever the heck they wanted to off the menu. Sometimes they ordered 2 things, and they get a whole bunch of pop, and they get a whole bunch of other things. And that they were her bread and butter, because that was where her income was coming from. And I had to be there to wait on them. She didn't, right? Because she's not the waitress. Meanwhile, I got nothing out of it. My reward for my job from tips came later on, when my people started to come in. So I did that for way too long. But every day I showed up. Every day I went home at 2:30, 3 o'clock, because, the waitress for the next shift didn't show up right away. When my shift was over at 2, sometimes they showed up at 3, and they were like, "Oh, sorry, I'm late. Thanks for covering for me." I'd go home. I'd have sore to death feet, and I didn't want to do anything. I was so exhausted, and I knew that I had to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, that I just wanted to veg. I wanted to relax. I had to go get my own stuff done downtown, and then I literally had no life, you guys. So many jobs are like that. You're working for the big man, right? You're working for the boss, and you're basically working for their dream. You have to jump when they say how high, right? Because you're their employer, and you have to do those things, or else you're going to get fired. So you show up anyway. So why is this business so much different? Because, it's such a small investment, if anything. You buy a challenge pack, or you maybe pay $40 to enroll as a coach, and here, boom, you're your own CEO. But it's so easy to give up when the rewards aren't that cash check at the end of the 2-week period. You're not guaranteed that same amount of money. But I guarantee you guys that when you stop showing up for this business, it's not going to reward you. It's just plain and simple. So when you when you stop showing up for your job, the 9 to 5, you're not going to get paid. And the same goes for this. If you stop showing up for your business, you're not going to get any income. So if you show up for this, the results and the reward are even bigger. They're so much bigger than that paycheck that you got after the last couple weeks. And it's a paycheck that you can build in like an hour or two. So if you stick to, your positive mindset and just working on being proactive in your business and fixing and controlling what you can, and you keep showing up every day, even though others don't, you're gonna be successful. I can pretty much guarantee it. If you take the tools and you implement them and you keep a good attitude and you keep plugged into the team, you are gonna make it. And there's gonna be bumps and there's gonna be speed turns and they're gonna suck, but I promise you that they'll be worth it. And like through this call, I'm not talking at you guys. Like I'm not telling you from up on a pedestal that I've been there, done that, and I know it all. These are things that I literally tell myself just about every single day. If I have a speed bump, it's like, okay, well, let's do something about it. What didn't I do this week that made me fall short? Or, what didn't I do last month that, I'm short a couple coaches? Why am I not recruiting as much as I'd like to be? I tell myself these things every single day, you guys, and I'm trying to make your journey easier, because when I figured all of this out, that stop fretting on what I can't control and stop fussing on the other people that aren't doing what I want them to do, because it's never going to change. You have to focus on you. You have to focus on your business. That's why when you hit diamond and you hit all these milestones, that's why it's so crucial that you have to stay focused on your business first. Your coaches, yes, you have to help them and you have to show up for them. You have to be there, but your business is just as important. You can't put it on hold for them, because these things happen. If you've got skin in the game, that's awesome and you're going to go far, but don't ever, pull back when things get tough, because it's not going to help you. If you just keep going, you will definitely see those results. Okay. And again, I know it's harder to do. It's so easy to say, but I'm speaking to you from experience and experiences that I've had very, not very long ago, that this business can be tough, but I promise you, if you stick it out, it's definitely worth it.